Welcome to my YouTube channel English with Neelam. Children, today's video is for class 10 students and I'm going to explain the poem The Trees from their book First Flight. In this video, I will give you the theme, explanation of the poem, word meanings and literary devices used in this poem. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you are able to get the notification of all my videos. Okay, now we come to the poet of the poem. The poet of this poem is Adrienne Rich. She was an American poet and essayist. She received many awards for her notable works. Some of her famous works are Necessities of Life, Women and Honor, Time's Power, Essential Essays, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, and Diving into the Wreck. Children, you need to listen very carefully and see the full video. Now we come to the theme of this poem. This poem presents a conflict between human beings and nature. Adrienne Rich has very beautifully given us this message of saving nature. Man is destroying nature by cutting trees, and hence there is no home for the birds, animals and insects. Man is trying to tame nature, which is not good for him. The poet is teaching us to protect it before it is too late. The poet, being feminist, wants the human beings, especially women, to be free. Children, there is a poem in class 12th book. That is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers and the poet is Adrienne Rich. Being feminist, there also Adrienne Rich is saying that women should be out of the house. They should not be oppressed or suppressed. They should be free to live their own life. That is what the poet is saying here also in this poem. And the trees are representing the female word. Now we start with the explanation of the poem. The Trees by Adrienne Rich. The trees inside are moving out into the forest that was empty all these days, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. Children, through this poem, the poet is giving us a message that we should not cut trees, we should conserve nature. The poet says that the trees in our house are moving out into the forest, which was empty for a long time. Children, can the trees move? When the poet says that the trees inside are moving, here, children, the poet has used the literary device that is personification. Trees are moving out to the forest that was empty. Trees cannot move actually. The poet is trying to say that we, the human beings, are on the spree of cutting the forest in the name of development. But just to say, grow more trees. We have planted the trees and plants in our houses. As there are no trees in the forest, there is no home for the birds. Poet says, no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. There is no place for the birds, no place for insects to hide, and there is no sunlight filtering through the branches of the trees to make designs on the earth, burying its feet in shadows. Actually here also poet has used personification, children. Sunlight that is passing through the branches of the trees, that those rays, they make designs on the earth. We can't see any shadow on the earth in the absence of trees. The poet is hopeful that the next day the forest will be full of trees. Means in the coming time, we will see trees in the forest. Children, through these lines, through this poem, the poet is trying to say that all women should be free. Women, those who are confined, they need to move out of the house now. Move out where? Into the open world, like forest. There are so many people, there are so many human beings, men over there. She wants women to experience the same freedom like other people. She wants them to live at their own will and enjoy their life. Now we come to the next 9 lines of the poem. All night the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor. The leaves strain towards the glass, making efforts towards the glass, that is the window panes or glass doors. Small twigs stiff with exertion, long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof, like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. Children, the poet Adrian Rich is creating a beautiful picture of the trees trying to move out of the house to their real habitat, that is the forest. The poet says that whole night the roots work to separate themselves or to be free from the boundaries of the house. The poet says all night the roots work to disengage. Disengage, children, here means to separate. Engage means to get involved. Disengage means to separate. They are going out from the cracks on the floor in the veranda. The trees make great efforts to move out of the glass doors. The small twigs of the trees have become stiff because of the exertion, as they had been working very hard to struggle to move out of the glass doors, the window panes of the house. The poet says the long branches of the trees are cramped and they are shuffling. Means they are just trying to move here and there to move out of the house. The poet says that the branches are shuffling as they don't have space to move out. They are looking for a way to sneak out of the house. They are like a newly discharged patient. Here, children, the poet has used the literary device that is simile, comparison using as or like. The poet says like newly discharged patient. These branches are like newly discharged patients from a clinic who is not able to move fast or walk fast. Why is the patient half dazed here? Because he has not fully recovered. Probably he is still under the effect of the medication. Dazed, children, here means unable to act in a normal way because of an injury. It is the earnest desire of the trees to move to their real habitat, their real house. That is the forest. Now, next 8 lines of the poem. I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, writing long letters in which I scarcely means hardly. I scarcely mention the departure. Departure means leaving. Departure of the forest from the house. The night is fresh. The whole moon shines, full moon shines in the inner sky, still open. The smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room. So once again, children, simile has been used by the poet here. Children, if we see first 4 lines of the poem, here the poet is trying to say that she is sitting in her house and the doors of the room where she is sitting that open to the veranda, and she is writing long letters. And in those letters, she hardly mentions, the poet says scarcely. Scarcely means hardly. Hardly mentions about the departure of the trees because people are not concerned actually whether trees are there or not. So that is why the poet is saying that she scarcely mentions, she hardly mentions about it, about the departure of the trees from her house. Children, where are the trees going? They are going to the forest that is empty. Then the poet talks about the night and the sky. What does the poet say that the night is fresh and the sky is clear? There are no clouds and the moon is shining brightly. The poet can smell the trees and lichen, and it is like the voice that is screaming and desires to move out, go out, rush out of the confinements of the house. Children, lichen is sort of algae, you can say. It is of green and purple in color. And once again, children, the poet has used a simile here when the poet says, the smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room, use of like. Now, children, we come to the next 8-9 lines of the poem. My head is full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. Listen, the glass is breaking. The trees are stumbling forward. Stumbling, children, means when you are not able to walk properly. Stumbling forward into the night. Winds rush to meet them. The moon is broken like a mirror. Once again, a simile has been used by the poet. Moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. Very beautiful lines written by the poet here. Here the poet says that she hears the whispers. Whispering sound when you speak very slowly just means so that the other person is not able to hear anything. Whispering. She hears the whispers made by the trees and the lichens of the trees. You will read a poem in class 11, children, The Voice of the Rain, where the poet says what the rain is speaking. See, the title of the poem is also The Voice of the Rain, where the poet says that whatever the rain is speaking, actually rain can't speak. Whatever the rain is speaking, I can understand and I translate it for you. Poet is translating what rain is saying to him. So this is poetry. Poets can make anything speak like humans. Now we talk about the poem, The Trees. The poet says that she won't hear these sounds the next day. Why? Because the trees will be out of the house. These trees will be out in the forest at night. The poet is telling us. Poet says, listen, the glass is breaking. The poet is telling us, who are us? The readers. To listen to the sound of the glass, breaking and trees moving out. As they move out, the winds rush to meet them. Who are them here? Them refers to the trees. Means the wind starts blowing when the trees are out. Out where? In the forest. The poet says that as the trees are out of the confinements, the closed doors, they are so tall now. And it seems that they have broken the moon into pieces like a mirror. The trees are tall and the moon is their crown. And as the moonlight filters through the branches, one can't see the full moon. The shadow of the oak tree divides the moon into different parts like a broken mirror. And children, why the moon is like the crown? It seems as if it is the crown of the trees there in the forest. Children, when we see the tree is so tall and we are standing at a distance from the tree and there is moon in the sky, and it seems as if the top of the tree is touching the moon and it is looking like a crown. Now we come to the difficult words and their meanings. Children, I have already explained you the meanings of difficult words. Just revise the words here and the meanings. Now we talk about the literary devices used in the poem. First is rhyme scheme. Children, there is no fixed rhyme scheme of this poem. Poem is in free verse only. Next is personification. The trees inside are moving out. Trees moving like humans. No sun bury its feet. Sun has been personified here. Trees tumbling. Again, trees personified. Next is, children, hyperbole. Exaggerated statement. The forest that was empty. Forest cannot be empty. Exaggerated statement. Then is anaphora. No insect, no sun. Two consecutive lines start with the same word, no. So it is anaphora. Next is enjambment. Punctuation mark in the first line and then only in the last line. There is no punctuation mark in between. So it is enjambment. Imagery, sun. Various images have been created by the poet here, children, on the broken mirror, sun, moon, bird, insect, forest, trees. So many images created by the poet here in this poem. Next is, children, repetition. The forest that was empty. This line has been repeated in the poem. Simile here. Next is simile. The smell of leaves and lichens still reaches like a voice. Moon is broken like a mirror. Next is, children, onomatopoeia. Sound words, children, are called onomatopoeia. Means literary device used when the sound words are used in the poems, they are called onomatopoeia. Okay, the glass is breaking sound of the glass. I hope, children, you like this video and all your doubts regarding this poem are clear. Still, if you have any doubt, write to me in the comment box. I would be happy to answer that. Like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends also. Thanks for watching my video.